All right, we're going. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Welcome to BlueSync. As always, I am your host, JD. Not always, but a good portion of the time. It's my favorite. It's my favorite part of the day between 9:30 and 10 a.m. So I hope you guys feel special. Today we are going to talk about our brand new luxury home of the week submission form. I know, exciting stuff, right? So I posted this on the group earlier this week on the CV Generation Blue group, which I know you might be tired of hearing. You got to get in there, but you got to get in there if you haven't been in here yet. Look, got a great picture of Doug and Alyssa and Lucas back there. Make sure your agents are in the group. We're over 700 now, just over 700. That's still less than half of this company, which is back in school, that's a fail. So let's try to fix that. Also, if you didn't see this, welcome Megan and Jamie on our marketing team, two new designers based out of the Traverse City office. They are both awesome and have been working so hard for the past couple weeks already, and are going to be amazing, amazing additions to this team. So we're all really excited to have them on board. But here is the post regarding the luxury submission form. Basically. Shout out to Jessica, who I see on this call. Jessica Peplin. Whenever I say it too fast, it doesn't work. Jessica Peplinski, out of our Suttons Bay office and in the whole Leelanau County region. Her and I run the luxury home of the week program for our Facebook page. We choose the homes, we go through content, and then we create some nice videos and do a free company paid for advertising campaign behind that listing. An example of one you can kind of see playing here. I know video doesn't play well on BlueSync, but this is something we've been doing for about a year now. I'd say probably 48, 45 weeks out of the year we do a home of the week. Our biggest issue has been chasing down photos and video from agents and from offices. We will announce to an agent, hey, you've been chosen, and sometimes they won't respond, whether it's because they're busy or they don't want it, whatever it is, it's absolutely up to them. However, it's difficult for us to run this program even 2 to 3 weeks out, which we try to do when we don't have photos and videos. So what this form is designed to do is designed to have agents or managers or ASCs or admins submit listings for home of the week. It's a pretty simple form. And I'm going to give you guys. I'll talk about this in a second, but I'm going to put the link in the chat box, which you should all be able to see. But again, this will go out on the BlueSync Blue Matters email on Monday, so don't worry about it quite yet. You're welcome, Jessica. Shout out to you. This link, and it's in the Facebook group, and it is now in the chat box, will take you to this Google submission form. I'll bring it up on an incognito window real quick. You don't need to have a Gmail account. You don't need to be signed into anything. You just need to click on this link and fill out the form. It's pretty straightforward info: name, email, office and state, listing address, link to the listing, and then link to HighRes photo and HighRes video. And then if there's something special about the home that makes it stand out, let us know. If you said there's a staircase in this home built in 1745 that George Washington himself once walked down, that would make it pretty cool. If you don't have that, if it's just a luxury home, that's already unique enough. This is not none of these questions are required, but you can see it except for the link to HighRes photo, and I'll get to that in a second. But this last section, if you can't think of anything in particular, that's absolutely okay. But I've noticed a lot of people so far are throwing in some of their marketing remarks or a couple things that they like that stands out about it, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So what this does for us from the kind of the admin side of running this page is that it shows us agents and offices who are interested in being chosen for home of the week. We don't want to advertise for people if they don't want to be advertised for. So yeah, that's the gist of this, right? It's a new Google form to help us track who wants to be chosen for home of the week. If you fill out this form, it does not mean you will be chosen, but it means that you will be considered for home of the week. And the nice thing is that if we look at the homes and once we've decided who we're going to pick for home of the week, Jessica and I and Jeff and Tracy, once we've picked the home, we'll send out an email to you letting you know your home has been chosen for Luxury Home of the Week to run between this date and this date, and you won't need to do anything past that. We'll let you know the email, we'll let you know the dates, but you won't need to send us anything because we'll have it all right here. One question that I have got a couple times, because just as an example, we already have 13 responses, and this is only stuff that Jessica and I can see, but you see all from where everyone filmed stuff out, all the addresses, all the links, and I have this up to go straight into a Google Sheet, so it's all organized for us really, really fantastically, I guess is the word for it. The one question I do get a lot, or I have received a few times so far, is for these two sections here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Yeah, link to high-res photos and link to high-res video. I've been getting a lot. What does that mean? How do I send that? I would say the vast majority of the Home of the Weeks, normally the way it would work is we would tell an agent you've been chosen for Home of the Week, we'd say, can you send us photos and videos? And if they got back to us, the majority of the time we would receive a link either to Dropbox or to Google Drive to download the photos either from the agent or from the photographer or videographer who did the high-res photos for the listing. Either of those are acceptable. So the short answer is that most of the time we get Dropbox or Google Drive, and those are perfect. If you have some other sort of service that you kept those with, if you need to transfer them through email, those are also acceptable, but we will need high-res photos minimum before your listing is chosen for Home of the Week. We will not pick a home to be chosen as Home of the Week without having those photos. So that is the only really required part from the admin and manager and agent end, is that we need photos before we choose the home, because too many times we have tried to do a home for Home of the Week, and they keep telling us, I'll send you the photos, and then it's the day before and we don't get the photos, or we get the photos the morning the campaign is supposed to go live, and we need to create and edit a campaign all within an hour, which is very difficult on our ends for our schedule. So that's the only required part. If you want to, you can say we'll send an email or something like that, but you need to follow up with photos immediately in that email. Same thing for high-res video. High-res video, whether it's drone shot, interior videos, whatever that looks like, is not required, but it does move you toward the top of the list. This is purely because video I've talked about video all day long. I don't need to, bore you guys more with video stuff, but video works better with audiences. They react better. It gets more views. It gets more eyes. The videos I could show you the campaign stats, but videos that are actual video as opposed to slideshows just perform better. So high-res video is not required, but it will bump you to the front of the line. How large do you consider high-res? I shoot in RAW, and that's an awfully large file size. Yeah, Pete, we definitely don't need the RAW files. I've worked with RAW, and that is going to be too big. I honestly, just to get nitty-gritty, 1920 by 1080. Any just sort of, if you get a photographer to shoot photos for your listing, those photos are absolutely fine. The problem that we have is that when you upload the photos to your MLS or CB Great Lakes, they get downgraded a little bit. And then when we try to pull, if we just go in and pull the photos down from the MLS listings, the photos are even more downgraded. And that's exactly what we don't want. We want the original files. So yeah, just, 1080 files are great. Anything that a photographer or professional does for you is perfect. So any more questions on the Home of the Week luxury submission form? If you notice in the chat, you'll see that I sent it. It is bit.ly/HOTW submission. It's bit.ly/Home of the Week submission. You just click that link. It'll take you right to this Google form. Like I said, I can already tell we already got another response since we've been doing BlueSync. You will fill out the form. Jessica and I will get the alert, and everything is good in the world. No more questions on that. So we're a little bit ahead of schedule, which is great. Oh, there might be a question, actually. Apologies if I missed this, but I've got to log back to my office this AM. How do we send the link? Yes, that's one of the things I was going over, Sue, is that that's a question I've got a lot, is how do we send a link to the photos? Ideally, and I'd say most often, we get a Dropbox link or a Google Drive link. One of those two are the two most common, but they are not the only things that we would accept. I was saying that you could also, if you wanted to, in the email or in this say, we'll send email, but then you need to follow up with the photos pretty quickly. We won't choose the home without the photos. So most of those Google Drive links or those Dropbox links or some other service similar to that is normally provided by the photographer. Like we have a company around here that's called they used to be called Next Door, that does high-res photos for the Woodland region. And whenever a listing, an agent uses them for a listing, they send them a Dropbox link, and then most of the time the agents will forward that link to me, and then I'll just download them from Dropbox. One quick note to show you guys if you ever want, if you go to WeTransfer.com, spelled exactly like that, WeTransfer, WeTransfer.com. This is a site that will allow you to transfer up to 2 gigabytes for free across email or something. So what I'll do is I will go to WeTransfer. I'll click Add My Files. I'll go on my computer wherever they are. These are all my BlueSyncs, so I'll pick one of those. That's a bit of a bigger file. I wonder if I can. Yeah, the smaller one here. I'll click Transfer, and then once this is done transferring, I can send that link. And this link is valid. Do you have to install on here? Nope, not at all, Sam. This is a completely free website. You don't have to install anything on any computers. I picked a really big file, which is my own dumb fault. So let me try this again. Just to show you, I'll pick Add Your Files. I'll just pick a photo I have down here. I'll pick this luxury photo. I will transfer it. And just like this, it is done. I copy this link. And now I can send this to anybody. Now, with WeTransfer, the link is only valid for 7 days. So you have a week to download the file to your computer. If it's past 7 days, the link won't work and you'll need to do it again. You'll need to use a new link. But a WeTransfer link is absolutely acceptable if you already have them on your computer somewhere. So yeah, that answers those questions too. Or I hope that answers the question is basically any sort of transfer service, with Google Drive and Dropbox being the two most common, which I've said I don't want to bore people, so you're very welcome. One last quick note I wanted to mention to everybody. I have seen a few times, weirdly, in the past couple weeks, where Facebook pages, business pages for the office, have been getting messages, sent from people. One I saw was about a recruiting event. One was about looking for an agent. One was asking how much the service costs. If you're an admin on your business page, you should get a notification when your page gets a message. But I just really want everybody to make sure that they keep an eye on that, and that if they do get a message, that they respond as quickly as possible. It's one thing if it's 11 p.m. at night, which a couple of them were, but it's another if it's 8 or 9 in the morning or 9 or 10, and you see a message come in. Make sure to respond to those messages as soon as possible, because we don't want to lose out on leads. We don't want to lose out on recruits or anything like that. And it is sort of the modern day equivalent of like a floor call or something along those lines, if I may say so. So just a quick note to make sure to check the inbox of your business page. Chances are you don't have any right now, because you would have had a notification. Like you can see, Kevin, as a joke, one of our agents did this about a year ago to my test page. But if you do get a notification about a message, respond to it right away. If you don't have the answer, ask your manager, ask your admin, or ask an agent in the office. But just make sure to respond as quickly as possible, because that shows on our pages. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but we haven't received any. I wish I could find a good example. Let me use this as an example quick. Yes, this is the people I was thinking of, and this is the last thing that we're done, I promise. If you go to business pages, shoot, it didn't work. If you go to business pages that respond to messages, they will have a little notification or a little thing that says how often they respond. So actually, let me think of this. WZZM, a news channel around here. 13 Year Side. So right here, you see this little box down here that says very responsive to messages. So if you're not responsive, it will also say that. It will say takes 24 hours to respond, takes 4 hours to respond. So we want this to be as responsive as possible. So when you get a message, be sure to respond as soon as you're able to with the correct information. Okay, that's all I've got for you. Wait, I got a question come through. Goals to have 100% response time. Yeah. Oh no, who just came through? What's going on?
Hi, JD. It's Carrie.
Carrie, what are you doing? You can't hijack my show like this.
I'm not. I just wanted to jump in real quick, and I apologize for the interruption. But
No, it's
while you
fine.
read that question, I just wanted to shout out to Kathy Kripp in our Inglewood, Florida office for winning July's Superstar of the Month award.
Oh, congrats,
She
Kathy.
nominated like 12 times. All of her agents threw her name in the hat, so they really wanted her to win. So she did receive our inaugural Schmidt Family of Companies Superstar of the Month. So congratulations, Kathy. We really appreciate everything you do for the agent.
Congrats, Kathy. That's a great note to end on. Thank you. Thank you for interrupting, Carrie. That was well worth it.
Okay, and now back to you, JD.
No, that's the wrap up, guys. So just make sure you're responsive. Here's the Home of the Week submission form. Like I said, the link is in the chat, but you will also get it in the Blue Matters Monday email, and it will be in the YouTube description when I throw that up on YouTube within the next 5 or 10 minutes here. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Let Carrie know. Reach out to anybody on your marketing team, including Jamie and Megan, our 2 awesome new designers. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic Thursday and Friday, and have a great weekend. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye now. Shut up, Max.